In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the 212th Clone Trooper for the Saga collection, although he's known as the Utapau Clone Trooper on his display stand and on the package. Besides the 501st, this is probably the second most popular Clone Legion that people like to collect and talk about. And it's just a great action figure. Of course, this is an antenna mold. We've talked about it so many times on the channel before, so it's mostly just showing off the paint apps and seeing what's unique about this action figure. But I am glad to have 3 in my collection. I actually did not get this guy back in 2006 when he was originally released, although I do recall seeing him at retail a lot, but I just never got around to getting one. I had Commander Cody, and I had like the Fire Speeder Pilot. I think they were all released as part of like the same wave, but I just ended up never getting around to him. And this one here you're looking at is the very first one I got, which I got brand new on eBay back in 2015. I forget specifically what I paid for him, but it was not much at all. I think it was only like $10 or so, brand new. And then these other 2 back here, I got loose from a comic book store. In fact, it was at the same time as like getting Thyre, the Extra Shock Trooper, and a few others as well. And I didn't pay very much for them at all. And how I can distinguish the 2 I ended up getting several years later from my original is they're just slightly more yellowed, and I think the paint around the visor was a little bit more blemished, as you can see. It's not bad though, and I'm glad that I ended up getting 2 extra. Would like to get more down the road as well, but we'll see. So not much more I can say about the sculpt. We'll mostly talk about the paint apps, which I think are very good. And as you can see, he does have a lot of battle damage and scuffs and things like that on him. A lot of weathering involved all throughout his helmet and on his limbs, on torso as well. The orange is scraped off in certain areas, as you can see. A lot of damage there. Not so much on the back, but at least for the limbs, it seemed to translate well. A little bit on the leg there, but nothing much on the back. And this guy was repacked again in the Routine Valor comic pack, which is probably one of the most expensive comic packs out there at this time. Although it's a slightly different shade of orange, it's a little bit more of a soft color of orange, and it doesn't have all the battle damage or anything. It's a clean version of him. I don't understand why that pack is so expensive. Maybe it's because of the lieutenant. I know it was a little bit more scarce, but for what you get in that pack, I don't think it really justifies the price. And quite frankly, for most people, if you really want that pack, but it's just way out of budget, you might as well just get this Saga collection figure instead. He is super articulated. I'm not going to go through that again because we've talked about it so many times before. Nothing new with that. In terms of accessories, it just has the carbine, the antenna, which does pop out of place no problem, and put it back in no problem. It's a little tight on mine. I haven't taken it out too often, so I have to work with that a little bit. It does hold the weapon well with 2 hands. Give him some good poses. Then he does have the display base, which, as I said, is just labeled as Utapau Clone Trooper. Revenge of the Sith. And the two that I got loose, I ended up getting those two in 2018. And yeah, I mentioned this one I got in 2015. But these two didn't have the display stand at all. And I'm fairly certain that he came with a Darth Sidious hologram, because that's part of the reason why I went ahead and got one. Is I noticed he had a unique hologram figure that I didn't have at that time, so I thought, good opportunity to get like a 2-in-1. I'll finally get a 212th Clone Trooper, and I'll get a unique hologram at that. Always like this Darth Sidious. I think it looks really good. Let's have the Imperial logo at the bottom. And he looks great, or all three of these look great alongside like the Shadow Clone Trooper here, and of course the Airborne Trooper, Commander Cody. Very happy with this 212th collection. Would like to continue expanding it. I do have a few more on the side here, but we'll be showing those off in future videos here. As far as I can tell, the weathering on him with all the scrapes and the scuffs, it's all very similar. You can see like on the shoulders, they're pretty much all in the same spots. There are minor variations, but it's all relatively about the same. I know sometimes, especially in this era, sometimes the weathering was not all the exact same. A good example of that is like the Galactic Marine. Each action figure was totally unique. I wish Hasbro would still do that. You can see back of the ankle there, it's much less defined. Yeah, it's really not even prevalent at all there. That's probably the most differentiated paint difference. But that's pretty much all I can tell you about the 212th clone here. Don't think I really need to recommend them for your collection. I mean, it's quite obvious. It's a clone. It's a popular clone legion. Of course I would recommend them. If you don't have this guy in your collection up to this point, you definitely should. But it's a great army builder as far as price is concerned. Like I said, I got this one for like $10 brand new, and then these two I got for around that same price loose. I think he has gone up a little bit since then. It has been several years now, and it might be in like in the $20 range, but even then I still think it's worth it. The battle damage on him looks great. The orange on him looks great. And of course, if you have Commander Cody, you're going to need some guys flanking him. An airborne trooper even. Just a great army builder overall. Happy to have him for my collection. But anyways, that concludes this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for playing more in the future. There's always more to come. If you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate your support, and check out the links in the description if you haven't done so already. As always, thanks for watching.